before we get too deep into freedoms and stuff like that, I want to kind of stay on the question that you asked. You asked the question. I gave you a answer. It's not maybe it might not be the right answer. It's a answer that I have. I'm curious about your bounce back on that. Like we have, we know who some of these people are.
I don't believe that that's who's. I don't believe. I don't.
You never
Yeah,
heard of George Soros?
of course he has an agenda,
Okay.
but he's
You
not the
never, you
man.
never, you never heard of Elon Musk?
Of course he has an agenda, but he's
Oh,
not the man.
okay. Now,
So
those are just a few billionaires, a couple billionaires I named, right? Now,
yeah,
in this world of economics, the more economics you have, the more freedom you can,
the more money you got, the freer you are.
you know,
You
to
damn
to
right.
a, to a certain extent, unless you're a Negro. 'Cause,
You a free. You a freer nigga.
until they decide they don't want you free
Can
no
you
more,
bring me some batteries, please? Throw in the kitchen counter.
then they hit
Bring me
you
some
with,
batteries on the kitchen counter. Sure.
then they do the, once they stop liking you, they Bill Cosby you. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
and you
you
know,
got money, you can be one of the richest, one of the most prominent black men that's ever walked in this country, that's ever survived in this country. When they're done with you, we see what they're gonna do.
and you know what upsets me more?
Now, who's the they in that scenario? Because you know what? I'm sorry, I had to cut you off real quick because you know what? I'm actually kind of glad you brought up this conversation because it does kind of bring me to something. All right, we want to know who the they is. All right, let's walk down this path and see where it takes us. According to Kanye, the they are wealthy Jews who run the country. Now,
They run
can
a
we
portion
dispute it?
of it. They run a portion of it.
Can we dispute it?
No,
Or in Hollywood, or we should say, is what he was in the context of what he was talking about. But if the they happens to be the you know a bunch of individuals or not individuals, family lineage, families that are associated to this whole Jewish thing or whatever. So is that it? Is that the thing? We know they finance slavery. We know they got their hands in a whole bunch of stuff. They've been dictating to different countries for years. I mean, we see what happened to them in Germany. We see what happened when Germany finally said, you know what, we're tired of y'all doing this shit, and other places around the world. We see what happened in the Middle East when they carved out some land and say, hey, this is gonna be y'all country now. So who's the they? Now I know this is unpopular speech, and we probably shouldn't be talking about it, fucking this won't get no views, just this little segment right here. But regardless, I mean, I think it's worth of talking about. I mean, we they demonizing Kanye on so many different things that what he's saying is going to fall on people's deaf ears. But he's not the only one that's done said it over the years. So does that attempt to answer your question as far as the they or the man? What if we go down that path?
we can go down
Just
that
just
path.
curious.
Well, I mean, I would say that that is a version of the man. Um, yes, yes. They that is a very powerful institution. I'm not going to call it a people, but that is a very powerful institution. Okay. Um, can you say they run Hollywood? Yes, you can. Um, did they finance countries at time of war? Are they known for financing both sides? Yes, they are. Can you fault them for having the money to do it? No, you can't. One thing you can do that I would like to know where they get all this fucking money from. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, I'm sure that you have to go way back to probably get to the beginning of it. Because you know they've been getting money for years, but I'm one of them. I'm less focused on the fact of who the people are versus the concept, because to me, anyone can be they, anyone can be the man. It just all depends on who's in control at that particular time.
But if we're talking specifically, time and time over again in history, who's going to prove themselves as being that?
I mean, if you go back to, pre-Greece, you go back,
They were still
pre-Roman.
around. The people I'm talking about were still around.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, uh, at some point, there was others that was, I know the Jews that they were still around, during Jesus and before and during the Roman times, and they were.
And who would be the others? Because see, it seems like you almost keep what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're almost indicating maybe we'll call some of the Caucasians out, some of the white folks. So maybe we might be talking about, oh well, there's others. What about the white folks? Because it seems like they've always been. But here's my thing: when they standing next to each other, can you really tell who's who? I mean, my point is that every time we looking, we like, oh yeah, this is these people. But then we fail to realize that there's another smaller segment of people that's intermixed within those people, and and maybe we're giving the blame to the whole that we're seeing instead of actually dialing back a little bit and looking more precisely at some of the things that's done happen and precisely the people and the names of the people who are doing those things.
Well, one, it goes back to you have to wonder why and how it came about. Okay. Um, for whatever reason, they got a hold of the secret to conquer the world. And that's what they've done to this point. They've gone to each and every region. They've integrated with their DNA with that region.
You better be careful. You know, if you claim that they run the world or conquered the world, that's you're being anti-Semite. You can't claim they have power. Ain't that stupid? Like,
well,
we see who holds the power.
They don't have power.
We can see them bring people down to their knees, like Nick Cannon, and just different scenarios. We can see them bring people down to their knees, like, oh, I'm so sorry for offending you. We see who has the power, but if we say it out loud, then we're somehow equivalent to a racist, except towards them. So they call it anti-Semitism or whatever. Look, I don't believe in your religion. So I can't be anti anything as far as you as a people. I'm anti your religion. Just like I'm anti damn near any religion, all religions for real. So I mean, you don't even exist to me in real life. You hold on, you know what I'm saying? You like believe in some fairy tale bullshit. And and then this whole the Talmud or whatever the thing is, Talmud, the little secret Bible that they truly worship and stuff. The sick shit that I'm hearing, it's all through that. It makes me no wonder. It does not strike me at all. And I'm not a Bible thumper. It is what it is. But it does not strike me at all that the Bible calls them out at the end of it and says that they're Satan, the synagogue. Only one people go to a synagogue. Quit playing with us. All right. Your Bibles tell us that you are the most evil thing in the world. Yet, if we call it out, okay.